Welcome to Out of the Rough. I'm Fred Arnold. In this show, we're going to highlight opportunities and solutions to help get you out of the rough and into success, both personally and professionally. In these tough economic times, I want to provide you practical solutions to many of life's challenges. And today I got my good friend Melanie Benson Strick with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Melanie is America's leading authority when it comes to optimum performance.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit about the bright, shiny object theory or syndrome and how to greenlight the right decisions and right ways you want to go in your business.
Yep, such an epidemic right now with entrepreneurs and people in general.
Yeah, you know, entrepreneurs get excited about an idea.
Mm-hmm. That never happens to you, right?
No, never. All the time. Oh, let's do that. No, let's do that. Let's do that.
That way.
Yeah. How do they focus? How do you get them to focus in on what they're great at?
Well, and there's a difference between focusing in on what you're great at and focusing in on the right ideas to get the right things done so you get the right results. Mm-hmm. And that's really the core behind optimum performance, is knowing that if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to be able to make a greater impact and making better income, you have to focus your attention on the things that you want to grow. And most entrepreneurs are like this, right? They're chasing 100 cats. They're over here, they're over there, and they're going a lot of different directions. And if you notice that the people who have lots of things going on, they may be doing a lot of things, but are they doing them well? So to focus in on the right things at the right time, you have to know a few different things. And one of the things is, I call it your Thrive formula. As a matter of fact, I think you know this one. And this is something that I believe that is missing from most of the decisions, especially the big decisions. Now, by the way, I'm going to give you a little secret. This is a formula that you don't even have to use just in business. It's not just for making money. This is a formula you can use for making every significant decision in your life, from a mate, from a life choice of your marriage partner.
Which is an important choice.
Yes, exactly. You're hopefully going to be in that relationship for your life. And that you can use it for which college you pick, what career you choose, how you're going to spend money in your life and in your business. It really can be applied in
who you're going to hang out with.
Who you're going to hang out with, who you're going to come do their TV show.
Sure, exactly.
Exactly. Yes, I call it the Thrive formula because it's making decisions in alignment with this formula allows you to not procrastinate, to want to do it. Have you ever made a decision and said yes to something and then later you're thinking, I don't want to do this. I'd rather go play golf, or I'd rather hit the gym, or I'd rather surf Facebook, or do a million other things. Right. Procrastination oftentimes is the result of not being really fired up and connected to whatever activities you're saying yes to. So the Thrive formula, you want me to share it?
I'd love you to.
Okay. The Thrive formula has 4 parts to the foundation, and it all is leading to one big outcome, and that is you have to know what you want your life and your success to look like when you get there. See, it's my premise. I've been mentoring and coaching entrepreneurs and creative individuals for 12 years now. And in my experience, most people just jump in because something's interesting. But they're not necessarily committed because they don't know what decisions to actually, or they don't know what criteria to use to make the decision. So the Thrive formula includes your lifestyle factors, what you value, what your urgent priorities are, and the 4th thing is what your genius is. And when you have those 4 pieces in place, every decision you make has all of the important ingredients to make you unstoppable. And I'll give you an example. Can you think of something that you got excited about, but you didn't really stay excited about it? And like a tissue, you kind of discarded it after a while.
I got excited about working out at the beginning of the year. And having a new, better me. But sometimes it loses its, by March, it loses its excitement.
So does it fit with your lifestyle goals? Does it fit with your values in life? But what about your short-term priorities?
Exactly.
That's exactly where it starts to break down, is when we make decisions for what's going to get our time, money, and attention, it has to do with what all 4 of those elements are. So here's an example. When I'm mentoring a client, most of my clients are entrepreneurs who really have their eye on making high 6, 7, maybe even 8 figures. But they're getting stuck because they can't seem to use their time better. They're not using their resources wisely. So they're losing money, they're losing momentum. And one of the things we look at is, all right, what decisions, what things are getting your attention? It could be anything like where they're spending their marketing dollars, who they're hiring, what next projects they're taking on. And if you're like most of the entrepreneurs that I work, you have no shortage of great ideas, you just have shortage of time and energy to put them into action.
You know, you mentioned one thing, and that is projects. People, if you're relatively successful or if you're a giver, people are going to want more and more and more.
Yes.
And you can get sucked down a hole of doing a lot of things that don't help meet your primary goals.
Right. And that's important.
No is sometimes a good word sometimes, so that you can make sure the things you're performing, you perform them well.
I have a saying, and this is a really valuable saying. It becomes a mantra that I think everybody should say over and over and over again. Everything I say yes to means I have to say no to something else.
And that's so true. If I say yes to volunteering at an event, I'm saying no to being home early for my children.
Exactly.
And that's
everything that takes you away, even though there's part of us that's interested in it, if you're not committed to it, something else is going to get your attention. Now, there's a part 2 to the formula, and it's kind of a big part of it, something I teach in my green light training. But what I want you to know is just because something's interesting and it has all the right factors, it doesn't mean it's the right thing to say yes to. We have a whole nother list of things that we have to explore. And this gets really important the more money, time, and resources that we would have to put into the project. So if you're considering a new business direction, if you're considering maybe expanding into a new form or a new brand or taking on maybe a whole bunch of events, a lot of people like to do events in my industry, you want to run the second part of the formula. And the second part is, how much money is this going to make me? Okay, we have to get into the financial discussion because we're not in business just to have fun. I believe we should have fun in business.
Right.
We should have fun in our career, but you have to consider the financial ramifications of your choices. So we have a whole laundry list of things, but I'll give you the top 3.
Okay.
How much money is it going to make me? How long is it going to take me to get that income in the door and start breaking a profit? And then third, what's the opportunity cost? So what are the opportunities that I will have to turn down or reprioritize to later in my year or maybe not at all because I'm saying yes to this?
There's so much to think about, but it's critical that someone's guided down the path by an expert like yourself so they can channel their energies properly.
Yeah, when you spend more time in your genius, which is one of the 4 factors of your Thrive formula, when you spend more time in your genius, guess what happens? Less stress. You want to spend more time in these projects because you're lit up.
Yep.
You know, one of the things I think happens for a lot of people, especially people who are burned out, they're overwhelmed, they're feeling overworked, is I truly believe you're not spending enough time doing the things you love the most. And it's not just being home with our family or traveling, it's the day-to-day activities that we get caught up in. A lot of times when a new client comes in, they're saying, oh, I'm so stuck in the weeds of running my business. I hate all the stuff I have to do every day. And if we can just eliminate even half of what they're feeling bogged down with and getting out of the grind, and you get to do more of the things you love to do, which I'm imagining doing these interviews is one of the things that lights you up and you love the most.
Enjoy.
Yes. And so that's what we want to do. That's the whole point behind this. Spend more time doing what you love.
We got to jump to a break, but one thing I do want to emphasize is your value. When your values are clear, decisions are easy.
Absolutely.
You know, that's so important. Before we jump to a break, those that want to reach Success Connections?
SuccessConnections.com, and we actually have a very valuable free resource there that you can check out on the 18 tips to re-energize your business. It's right there on the main page as a free gift.
Love it. Now we're going to talk about busy addiction or being driven in the next segment. We'll be right back.